Put your hands together for NAACP production.
We're ready.
Yeah.
We're ready. Good afternoon, ACHG production, reaching for the doggone sky. Just getting ready to have a good time in the night time. Are you ready? Mama, sister, brother, just want to have some fun.
Good afternoon and welcome to the AC Fun Time Superstar. My name is AC and my co-host is
Elder Curlytown.
We hope to give you what you're looking for today. We've got a dynamite show lined up for you, and we've got some castor oil and honey. Elder Curlytown, explain please the castor oil and honey.
Oh, the castor oil is the information about the community, and then the honey is the sweet thing, it's the entertainment, but it's all good.
And we're going to serve you well today. We'll be right back after this. We're going to give you some, you tell me what it is. Is it castor oil or is it honey? And that's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is the big celebration, part 2 of the release of Terrell's new CD. And if you would please, for the very first time, put your hands together and let's welcome. It's the Sons of Grace. The Sons of Grace on the MC Fun Time.
Gave us a life. You just can't shine it on Monday. You just can't shine it on Sunday. I want to ask y'all a question. Is anybody here been born again? Let me hear you say yeah. Let your little light shine, shine, shine. Let your little light shine, shine, shine. Maybe someone in the valley trying to get Let your little light shine, shine, shine. Let your little light shine, good that you have done. When this life is over,
My Lord.
and it's going to be over,
Amen. Jesus.
your good deeds will live on
Amen.
when you're gone. I know that it will.
All right.
Satisfying boys. Your good deeds will live on. When you're gone. Thank you.
Sing! Sing.
Tell me this right here. Do you have a mind? Help someone in need of a Tell me. Tell me this right here. Do you have a mind?
My Lord. Say that.
To help someone?
My God.
Gonna stray. Tell me. Somebody's gonna stray. Tell me. If you're willing to do that, it makes me say, God, this shall be such a wonderful life when there's everywhere will understand. We must live down here. We wanna make it.
Sing, Joe.
Treat your neighbors right. Treat your neighbors right. Be kind, be kind, be kind till God come to take you away. When you're gone. Your good deeds will live on.
Good afternoon, AC Fun Time Superstar, and the young lady standing beside me. She has some information she would like to share, and the name is
Patricia Nick.
Ms. Nix. Tell me about your organization, and it's a nonprofit organization, and y'all having an event coming up in September. Tell me and tell the audience what's going on.
Okay, we're having the Taste of the Kanhoi Huji Wando communities. It's a fundraiser for nonprofit organizations in the area. And we're going to be having a big day, a fun day at Kanhoi Elementary Middle School on the football field. That's going to be September 6th from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. We'll be having vendors. We'll be having jump castles for the children. Just a fun day. Hopefully, raising money to help the nonprofit in our area.
I like that, and that's what AC Fun Time Superstar is all about. Am I invited?
Of course you are.
Are you going to call me and remind me?
Of course I will.
You heard it first right here on the AC Fun Time. You look to see us out, where are we going to be?
It's at Kenhoy Elementary Middle School football field on Kenhoy Road in Hughie, South Carolina.
And that's dated again is September the
6th from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m.
And that's on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
It's a Saturday.
We'll see you there. AC Fun Time Superstar, and we'll see you on the other side.
In the house, y'all, with the touch band. Good to be back here. Yes. Shout out to AC Fun Time Productions in the house, y'all. Once again, we thank you for having us. Thank you for being out here, y'all. Y'all came to have a good time. Did y'all come to party? Well, let's gonna put you to the test, baby. Come on, let's go. Yeah, baby. Come on, yeah. You make me happy. This you can tell. You stayed right beside me, yeah. And I won't forget. See, I really love you. You should know. I'm gonna make sure I'm right before I let go. Yeah. Now we had a good time. The ship can see, girl. We've hurt in each other, yeah. And girl, it's a shame. See, I won't be foolish, no. See, I've got to know. I'm gonna make sure I'm right before I let go, yeah. You know I think the sun rises and shines on you. You know there's nothing I would not do. Oh no, before I let you go. Before I love yeah, baby. We're so close that our love was strong, but I can't understand it. No, where did we go wrong? And I want you to help me, girl. See, I've got to know. I'm gonna make sure I'm right before I let go. Yeah. Huh. See, I wanna know. Baby, I can't let you go. I can't let you go. No, before I know. Come on, y'all. Now. Once again, superstars, baby, touch band. Yeah. We love you, y'all. God bless you.
Excellent. Y'all know what's up next. We're going to have some more casserole.
Good afternoon and welcome to the AC Fun Time Superstar. My name is AC and I'm standing here at the NAACP with my friend Dot Scott. Dot, what's going on here today?
Well, we just had a wonderful town hall meeting to have some discussion around racial profiling and to gather information that we can engage the Justice Department, do some investigation, and to also share information as we know it regarding the recent killing of Denzel Cornell. And I'm really pleased for the number of people that showed up and the information that we have gathered.
Dot, can you give phone numbers, email, because we know that people need to get in contact with you when they have a problem, issue, and I heard you said that it's good and it's important to file the report with the Justice Department, but it's also safer to also notify you all. Give us some information, please.
Well, we encourage folks to always file complaints, particularly if we're talking job-related complaint, file it with your grievance process. If you've got a problem with the police department, this is where we always ask folks to file it. Get someone who can go with you, talk to one of the organization here, file it with the police department to make sure that they have it documented and note who you filed it with. Now, to contact us, the Charleston branch of the NAACP, our office hours are 10 to 1 o'clock, Monday through Wednesday. The office telephone number is 805-8030. If there's an extreme emergency, my cell phone number is 843-813-3363. And I encourage people to call and let me know what's going on, and we go from there.
Thank you, Dot. Now, Dot, I'm going to ask you another question because we've been talking to a lot of the ministers and some of the community leaders. And we've been asking because we are having a whole lot of crime and especially a lot of problem with our youth. Dot, can you look in the camera and give some suggestion as to how and what would you suggest that we do about some of the issues other than reporting and dealing with the authorities as to correcting some of the problems so our youth can come to the full potential?
Well, what I think, the first thing we need to do as a community, as African American, as grandparents who are raising young men, as mothers who are raising young men, we need to first look at what we're doing to either enable or condone some of the behaviors that, quite frankly, will either lead to that youth either being incarcerated or killed. And too often they're being killed. So I think that if we see the signs where you have young people that have no visible source of income and they're just hanging out, they not employed, then we need to be asking the hard question and not be enabling. Sometimes we have to give them what I call tough love. If you're not working and you're an adult, why are you living in the house? Because we look at the death that took place in the early part of this year with these mothers, where there were retaliation among the young people. That's the way the ills of the street becomes a part of the homestead. That's how it comes to the door. So that much we need to do. We also need to hold our elected official accountable. And when I talk about the mayors of these cities, the council people, when we are looking at something like Sterrett Hall being demolished, where black folks have function, when we're looking at a place like Danny Jones where, and I'm talking about North Charleston because that's where I live, and that's where the concentration of most of the African Americans are. We don't have the facilities that family-oriented things can happen. When you go to places like that and you wonder what the resources we have available to us in a city that's third largest city in the state of South Carolina, maybe even more so, that we are still trying to figure out how to get the resources for our children where these young people will have a place to go, where the mothers of some of the younger ones, and that's where we really have to catch them when they're very young, they can share quality time, activities with their children. We have to ask the hard question. If we've got money to spend for everything else, we need to find the money that we must have spent to make the environment from which these children live better. And then we have to stay also on the school system to make sure that every available good place for an educated child to be, that our child get the same opportunity the rest of the children get. So I think we've got multifold thing that needs to be done. But I do believe we as people, we have to start home first to make sure we're doing our part. You can't hold other people accountable if you're not going to hold yourself accountable. But the old folks used to say you got to sweep in front of your own front door first.
Dot, you've just preached. We need to take collection. I think we should do all of the above, but I think we're going to have to understand that they need what you said in the beginning, some type of recreation. That's why we're going to have to lead by example. Dot, I want to thank you for the interview, and I love you, and always supporting you.
Thank you.
You heard it first here on the AC Fun Time Superstar. We thank you.
It is so important that we understand when we racial, or we being racial profile, we have to file with either the NAACP or Eternal Affair in North Charleston or the city of Charleston. I get calls every single day about racial profiling. I'm in North Charleston. But the first thing I said to that person, did you go down there to Eternal Affair and file a complaint? Why you have to file a complaint? Because when the feds come in and look at the records in the city of Charleston and North Charleston, and there are only 3 people complaining, you're not going to do too much. So it's very important that we educate our young people, educate the public, that they have to go down there and file a complaint at Eternal Affair. And when they have that record there, and then we have enough there, then we call the federal government in and look at the records of people that are complaining about the police department.
My name is Deboratt Capraro. I was born and raised here in Charleston, in Moore Street Baptist Church, as a matter of fact. I've been gone now for 40 years, and I just moved back home. And right in the midst of my moving back home is when this young man was murdered. And I know that you'd like to get a lot of people to come and say they were racially profiled so that you could build a case. But I think that can't be the only part of the case to be built. I think accountability is a big part of the issue. Because as Ms. Scott just got through saying, somebody called her and said the Charleston Police Department had tampered with the crime scene. As I read their SOP, if it's an officer-involved shooting, then SLED should be investigating the crime scene. And I know they said that SLED was too far away or something like that, but I think that should be included when you do turn the information over to the Justice Department, because not only are people being profiled, but the police aren't following procedure and nobody's holding them accountable. And I think if Keith was talking about, well, who should we report these things to? And somebody mentioned talking to Internal Affairs, but that's the fox guarding the hen house. When you talk to Internal Affairs, I just think maybe, I don't know, somewhere down the road we need to come together as a community maybe and start engaging each other and try to form a citizens review board made up of the people in the city, so that when complaints are filed, they're filed through that board, and the police have to be accountable to somebody else except themselves. Because as long as they're accountable to themselves, we don't have a tape, Doc. They'll tell you anything. I just think that's something that and I would love to work with you on that down the road somewhere. But we need to have somebody else in the loop. I know nobody wants to raise their taxes and get some other committee or board, they have to pay for it, but people are dying.
And this is another part of part 2 of the big celebration for Terrell Smalls and his new CD release. This is Nikki Smalls.
Break it down one more time. See, I got so excited I forgot to explain myself. Now see, my name is Nikki Smalls, and see, you may have never heard that song before because it's new. God gave it to me. Now, sometimes us coming in these programs and being in church, sometimes we have maybe the boldness of Christians to think that we perfect all the time. But when God gave me my music ministry, He put a running in me to say, listen, Nikki, you ain't perfect, and it's a lot of people out here just like you. So why don't you take that first step and be the boldest one to say, see, I know I ain't where I'm supposed to be. And see, I know that God has a place for me to get. But until I get there, can I say it right here? See, I understand. God got the glory and the glory, and the lessons alone will be worth it. Please understand that I may more work of the back to do. But I know I will never be perfect. Oh no, while I'm down here. And I know he'll never be done till my days are through. But as long as you dwell in his temple, I promise that I'll be there. So consider me under construction. That ain't true with me, yeah. Consider me under construction. That ain't done with me, yeah. Consider me under construction. That ain't true with me, yeah. Listen to this, see y'all. So my hope is built. I don't know about you, but on nothing else. Oh, than Jesus does. Ain't the righteousness. See, I don't know about y'all, but I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but the holy thing. Oh, on Jesus' name. Let me say that again. Y'all, my hope is built. Oh, nothing less but my Jesus blood and righteousness. See, I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but I'm gonna hold and lean on Jesus' name. Tell him y'all, because on Christ is not help me sing all of the praise. Oh, you should know this song right here. None of the singing stand. All of the ground is sinking.
And this is God's Sons.
Can I give it all? If you hold on, and it will be y'all looking at me crazy. Say I'm holding on. There were times when I had to cry, and there were times when I wondered why. All you gotta do was just trust in Him, and I guarantee my heart will be those times. Hold on, yeah, sure.
On the board, on the board, on the board, on the board.